Welcome into the Gas Bags Radio Podcast. You've got me, Jason Jenkins, and you've got Tanner Bruttomesso. Winter storm delay there we had there.
Yeah.
Tanner had to navigate the middle of the storm getting home.
Yep. And then we were supposed to go on at 8. Shout out Spectrum News, shout out Spectrum Internet and Lachlan McLean. Could not get a good connection at all. And then went to my laptop, found a right room to have internet. Then it said my camera didn't work, which is cool. So now I'm finagling this whole setup off my janky ass iPhone right now that I have to set up with my own hands because that's life. That's what we got to deal with. But we got a good show.
Well, you've not been on in a while, so it's awesome to have you back. And last week we had to skip because of the weather. I don't think anybody was real happy about getting out at all last week. Plus all the kids being at home constantly, nonstop.
Oh yeah.
So and it looks like we're probably going to get that tomorrow too. I can't imagine because it's just slick enough, right? So if you don't have to drive, don't. We appreciate you tuning in. We appreciate you coming out here. Big news today, right? They finally actually came through and said who is going to be. It's a plurality situation where we're going to have Mark Ivey and Steve Ellis. So I don't know. I kind of saw a little bit of this. I think on a previous episode, I was rooting for Mark Ivey because I like him. I think I've enjoyed him since he got here. One thing, knowing a little bit about the guy, we got to play softball with him or against him. He's a fucking tank. But
no shit.
He actually is. He was the assistant head coach at App State the year that Sat comes to Louisville. So he's the assistant head coach, gets the interim position. They win their bowl game, and then they hire Drinkowitz from NC State. He was like the offensive coordinator at NC State or something like that. So interesting path. He's clearly been in a position where he had a larger role, and that's kind of what I liked about him. And then, of course, the bowl in Fenway. What was that one called?
The Wasabi Fenway Bowl, I believe. It was.
Wasabi had it that year, right? Like horseradish paste. Fenway Bowl, right? We did
should
great.
Be clam chowder next year.
Right. Lobster roll Fenway Bowl. That's what we're looking forward to. Yeah. Hey, why doesn't Sam Adams sponsor that? It's just like that feels like
that's a good point.
A natural thing that should be happening.
Yeah. But like you mentioned, the guy's been here since like 2018, 2019.
2018. Yeah.
Which is
7 years. Like, this is the 7th year.
Yeah, and I'm sure there's a few people in the fan base that might feel a little weird, having still a Satterfield guy on the staff. It's not Brohm's guy, but it now is Brohm's guy, and I think a few people might speculate that maybe the Ron English stuff is true, that this might just be a 1-year layoff. Sorry, my dog just entered the room.
Yeah.
Like a 1-year layoff, maybe what you got. I don't know. It's a very weird situation. But we're used to this co-defensive coordinator stuff, as we saw with Ron.
Yeah, we've done it more than a few times.
Yeah. Like that was the thing is a few people at the station, Andy and
Andy.
They kind of acted like it was a foreign concept that what we were doing, like we haven't been doing it for a while. So, I'm excited to see. I said it earlier. I'm not too familiar with Ellis that much, but with Ivey, and I won't fake take being like, I know his scheme. I know what he does with the recruiting background. No, but the guy's a motivator. He's the type of guy.
Yeah.
Like the defense has worked with him before. Like a lot of these guys, Watts, um, Lubin, just to
I
name
think
like
he's the
two.
reason a bunch of people came back.
Yes, and I
Because if you
think
look at the
something.
groups that came back, they would have been the ones that he was involved in. So,
And it does lead to the fact that it's a good sign that I'm excited to see what he's got. He kind of it's a year for him to prove it because you
mhm.
mentioned he only was an interim for a little bit at App State for like one game.
Yeah.
So this is like a true big boy job in a big boy conference in the Power Four football. I'm excited.
Yeah.
Excited. I do like how they do it with the linebackers slash like um, he's worked with a few like Lubin as an edge rusher,
Yeah.
but then we have Ellis as the cornerbacks coach. He'll be able to work with the DBs. I'm excited. I'm just excited. I think it's a good move.
And Ellis's time in the last 2 years of Ellis, I believe they've had 25 interceptions, something like
There
that, in
you
the
go.
last two
Yeah.
years with Steve Ellis as the DB's coach. So
Mm-hmm.
like he's in a good spot. As far as I know, someone actually there was at least one Power Five school that came or Power Four school, whatever, that came after him. For maybe a similar coaching position at their university. I'm pretty sure it was a SEC team that wears orange, but I could be
Ooh.
misremembering that right now.
And
I think it was Tennessee. I think I'm not positive, but I feel like I remember hearing that.
I believe you. It's going to be a good move. And like you just mentioned, got a bunch of picks last in the past 2 years. Um,
Yep.
Maybe a little bit of that was a little bit of Ron, but hey, they learned from Ron. They worked under Ron, so maybe some of his I'm looking for the word. Some of his like defensive details will be moved over on this next season. I look like a fool right now because I just had to. I'm sweating
I
right
just got a
now.
fresh haircut, so I
There you
mean, it
go.
may not be everybody's taste for haircut, but I just got a fresh one, so I'm good to go.
Yeah.
The thing I didn't dislike. I never really disliked Ron English. I was a little bit worried about some of the stuff, but when we kind of figured out that it was the only time we were really worried about him was last year when we finally got the defensive communication, like when they were using the radio sets, and it seemed like we just weren't good at that. And I don't know how they adjusted. I don't know what they did to make it better, but they solved it. Right. And
Hmm.
then solving it. Okay, cool. You ran into a problem. It took you more time than we wanted you to figure it out, but you figured it out. We're good. I'm I'm
Yeah.
I'm happy with the tenure that Ron had here. And if he doesn't come back, I'd be, I'm fine with that too. But if he comes back, I'm good with him being here.
Yeah. So now, hypothetically, yet again, we're in February 3rd. We got a long time till week 0 or week 1.
Yeah.
What happens if this crew just kills it? Like, and then Ron English just becomes an afterthought.
Uh, that's a solid question because I think if you don't, maybe this is a tentative step away for English, right? Like hey, listen, I'm going to step away to do this thing that my family needs me to do. Like I want to watch my son. My son deserves to have me there. This is a thing for us. If I need to come back, I'll be available after that. But if I don't need to come back, maybe I don't. Maybe I'm done.
Well,
Like it would be kind of a weird way to retire, but it's not an awful way to retire.
yeah, family rules everything, and I feel
Absolutely.
like it kind of reminded me of when Bus Boom Kelly left, where
Okay.
I feel like the major part of the fan base was a little like rightfully upset, but they understood it because she got to go back home, she got to be with her family, and it's kind
Yep.
of similar with this situation where it was like Ron English is leaving, and then when an hour later it was like, yeah, he's coming, he's going to go to Navy
Watch
and
the
get to
kid.
watch his son play
Yeah.
his senior year, and I feel like everyone was like, damn, we're going to miss you, but like we can't hate on that reason at all.
Yeah, because why would you? Because if you were capable of doing that, right? Like if your life was set up in a way that you could accomplish that task, like if I get the opportunity, like if my son happens to progress far enough past manual baseball, old school, old Louisville baseball. By the way,
Mm-hmm.
this is the new sweatshirt. So if my son happens to progress past that, if he's lucky enough to play college baseball, which we believe that he will be, but at the same time, you don't know how good you're going to be. You don't know how far you're ever going to go, right? Like, you played college hockey. You don't know when that journey is going to end, right?
Yeah.
But if given the opportunity and he's playing and he's a senior, wherever that's at, I'm going to be spending a lot of vacation. I'm going to be spending a whole lot of vacation headed out to make sure that I get to witness that sort of thing. If it could be like the last time ever, right? Like
Yeah.
if he never gets another jersey again.
And I'm not like downplaying his son at all, but I don't think he's going to go pro at all. He's going to go.
Right.
I'm not familiar with the military.
He's going to be a naval officer or a Marine.
Yeah, that's it. Once he graduates, becomes an officer. So obviously, their plan is probably not football as the next step. So yeah, Ron English deserves every right to go to Annapolis or wherever Navy is. I forgot.
It's Annapolis, yeah. It's an awful place. Awful place. West Point's where it's at, just in case you're curious.
Oh, I did a few camps there.
Actually, if I was choosing, it'd be Colorado Springs. The Air Force has got it down, man. Out of all the deployments and everything I've been on, every time I run across an Air Force person, I'm like, you lucky motherfucker. Like, like everything you get is nicer. And you get paid. Like, we would get housing and stuff. Like, we would get billeting when we would be in a deployed area, right? So, whether it was, whatever it was, all of the housing they ever gave the Army was considered substandard living for the Air Force, which means they get paid money to be there. I'm just happy to have a tent and a cot. And they're like, this room is far too small and it is not a 3-star hotel. So you will pay me money. Which is, listen, if I knew that was the deal, that's what I would have done. Like, I'm not hating on them. I'm mad because I didn't get to take advantage of it.
Yeah. I have also heard that the Air Force
they were our dog handlers in Iraq and then our PJs when we were in Africa. So the Air Force guys had it good.
The more you know, military edition here on the Gas Bags podcast.
If you're looking to join a service and you want to be comfortable, join the fucking Air Force. So there's still plenty of combat jobs. Like, if you like the Air Force PJs, those dudes are those are badasses. And the PJs, you've got them, you've got the combat controllers. It's literally like the same job that I had in the military, only you live better. So,
no, perfect. Sorry, my dog was freaking out the whole time during that whole thing.
But yeah, I think we made a good choice. There may not, there may be some people out there that were like, oh, we need a big name splash hire. Like, I don't think so. I think we've got a good thing going. And there's if they're going to run the same kind of defense, which based on the fact that the people are staying, right, you would think that we're going to be schemed similarly, right? Because you wouldn't want to come into, you wouldn't volunteer to stay if the scheme was going to drastically change and not be a benefit to who you are as a player anymore.
No, especially guys like Watts. Like, Watts entered the portal, what was it, like 2 days later, he's back. Green, especially. Lubin didn't even.
Yeah.
I do think with how many guys we had return, I think this decision was made a month ago, 2 months ago. They just were waiting for the official just to announce it. And I did, because for blanking on his name, but the DC out of Penn State, there was like a tweet out there that came out about around December that we were interested in him.
We're talking about the guy that ended up in the Bills, right?
I believe so.
Yeah.
I could be wrong.
know what you're talking about. His last name starts with an L.
Yeah, Pagula is connected to the Penn State area. He's the owner of the Bills, so it was probably an easy sell for him. But when that tweet and that smoke started coming out, I was like, all right, maybe. Like, I don't know how I didn't really watch a lot of Penn State football once Franklin got fired. I did watch the IU game, which was a fantastic finish and the best game that Penn State played all season, even though they lost. But with that smoke, I got to ask McGavick, because McGavick's finger, he has his pulse on everything, like football
Yeah.
related. He'll tell me about the 3-star recruit that they're going down in Tampa Bay for, and I'm like, I don't know who that kid is, but thank you.
Yeah.
I asked him today. I was like, so you have your finger on the, like, you got your pulse on it. Tell me, were there any interviews
Yeah.
outside the program? And he just told me it was all internal. So that makes me think. I feel like Ivey was guaranteed going to be a co-defensive coordinator. I just think they needed to figure out who else
Who the
besides
other one
Ellis,
was.
and yeah, and Ellis was the lucky
Yeah.
winner of the co-side. And I think, isn't it? Now I'm going into contract talk. Isn't it like, say, for example, Ivy gets like the Rutgers job. Shiano finally gets fired. They're like, dude, you're
Mhm.
losing us so much money. Like, Ivy gets to go to Piscataway, New Jersey. Isn't it like some money related stuff? Like, the buyout stuff is like, we get,
Because he's the defensive coordinator, yes.
but because the co
I
part
th-
though is like,
yes.
it messes everything up. I always find that interesting. I
It,
still don't know the
I
true answer on it.
it keeps, like, I think there's a protective part of the clause where it's not like a buyout like you'd see for a head coach. Like it's a minimal amount of money. But there's usually in everybody's contract for those, a lot of those contracts will say something like that, where even the defensive coordinators or offensive coordinators, where it's minimal, it's still there. So
Gotcha.
even though it might not count for head coaching, it might not count for upward, it might just count laterally.
All
So
right.
that's a good question. So, but I think Mark Ivey's deserving. Again, they thought of Scott Satterfield, which you can think however you want to about him.
We
He
know what
thought
Blank
Mark
thinks.
Ivey was deserving enough to get the assistant head coach position, to give him that responsibility, and that responsibility probably led to a lot of learning. So hopefully it carries over now, and he's because I do think, because I heard Andy talking about, well, I want to know who last year you had Hagan and Ron English, but everybody knew that Ron English was like the, hey, I have 3/5 of the vote. You may have you have 2/5. I have 3/5. Right. Shout out Justin
Definitely.
Jeffries. Um,
That's one way to put it. Yeah.
yeah. So like when he said it the other day, it killed me. So
Oh yeah.
we knew that English had the final say. I would like to know, and I asked Matt, I was like, do you know how that's going to work out? And he doesn't have a clue yet and stuff like that. But I would like to know who is kind of the lead in that group. I would guess it's Ivy, because Ivy's been in positions like that before, whereas Ellis kind of really hasn't. But I don't know. Maybe
Yeah.
Ellis is, maybe he's gangbusters and we don't know it. Maybe he's in the plant, in the war room, planning his ass off all the time, and he was running the defense more than English was. Who knows,
Yeah.
right?
Who knows? I did do some research on Ellis a little bit. Like, he did have a lot of more positional group coaching
Yeah,
jobs wherever he was. He's been everywhere around this map. I swear. Like, I
yeah.
was like looking at it. I was
I think we got him
getting
from
confused.
ECU, right? East
Yes.
Carolina.
Yes.
Yeah,
I believe so. And I mean, yeah, maybe he was. I tend to not think that. I just think it was more English, and then
I would too.
I would say English, Hagens, and then Ivy maybe, and then so on and so forth after that.
I didn't have a great opinion. I know that Hagens came from Purdue. I didn't have a real solid opinion. And in fact, when he came and he took the defensive line spot from Ivy, I was a little bit miffed about that, because I thought Ivy was so good. Now, maybe that was a good thing. Maybe being the linebackers coach made him grow a little bit. I don't know that he could coach the D-backs. I don't know that he's got the mental makeup and the way to coach the D-backs the way they deserve to be coached. But I think linebackers and defensive linemen, he's an insane human being when he's getting them ready to go. And I'm sure he's super intense in practice. So, like, those kind of guys are, dead on warriors all the time. A lot less finesse in that world when you're putting dead contact on everybody every play. So,
yeah.
I think he fit in really good there, and I hope to see him. I really do. I hope he's the Ron English of the group, right? Like, I hope that's how that goes, because I want to see him do well, and if he does well, I'd love to see him be here, and all that stuff. I would love to watch him progress and actually be the defensive coordinator. Maybe not just the co-defensive coordinator, but maybe somebody does come grab Steve Ellis up and makes him a defensive coordinator after this, and that's good for him. Hell, maybe they come for Ivey, but hopefully we can keep him. I really like the guy.
Yeah, because Shrivel said earlier today about the stuff. It was like, we knew English was the guy because the cameras were always zooming in.
But see, that's the same take that Andy had.
Yeah, I know, but it just leads me to this question. We know the answer.
I'm not shitting on Strebel, but at that moment he was becoming Andy's puppet. Andy had his hand up there. Yep. Come on, Rig. Tell me what I need.
When they do zoom in on the DCs this year, I feel like 98% of the fan base, myself included, it will be all Ivy, because they'll just be like, look at this pregame stuff. He smashed his head into a brick wall. He built the brick wall 5 minutes before, and it's just like, it's going to be a whole thing. I can't wait, though. Can't wait.
There's no better, like, if we're talking about pairing, right, the behavior of Mark Ivey and the reputation of JeffBrohm and, let's play football, that they were custom made for each other, right?
Yes.
This was supposed to, I don't know how we got here, but this was supposed to happen, and Mark Ivey and JeffBrohm were supposed to become close.
Are you saying this is a match?
There's no way this isn't destiny.
Yes. Maybe that's all he needed. Just, hey, Brown, remember that XFL interview? I'm the defensive coordinator version of that. All right, you're hired. Yep. All right.
Yep, you're hired. You're in.
And I compared him to Vrabel just because of how it's the linebacker, I think, just in him at the end of the day. He's going to be the guy that we see pregame. Like, why does he have stitches on his forehead? And it's like, he was just getting Antonio Watts fired up and went too far. So we had our trainer get stitch him up. I know you're not like a Pats fan, right? I know you were regionally located there for the majority of your life, but you're a Dolphins fan. Yeah, I do.
But you got to live it.
Yes.
Oh, I mean, Vrabel's.
He's a likable guy.
He was great in Tennessee.
Yeah.
He was great in Tennessee. I don't know why the hell
they fired him.
This is a stupid. One of the most bonehead things. As soon as he got fired, I was like, oh, thank God he's available.
I just think the dumbest thing was, because last year he gets fired from Tennessee, and you guys, Patriots, let's go with Gerard Mayo. Gerard Mayo.
Yeah.
And then to the rest of the league, my team included, the Dolphins, why the hell did Vrabel get a senior consultant job or something weird with the Browns? And then the Browns didn't do anything with him. They just kind of had
Barry Brown it's Barry Brown
They had their best, kind of like Bill Belichick again. They had their best coach probably in recent history. Now I know Stefanski did have 2 coaches of the year, so I won't crap on him. I think he's going to kill it in Atlanta. But
I do too.
They had Vrabel there, and they went, you want to go back home? Go ahead. And now he's in the Super Bowl.
I don't think he was taking the Browns.
Nothing but respect for the guy. No.
I think the Patriots were in a unique position where they had a lot of really good things going and just needed the last couple of pieces. Vrabel was one of them. Coaching was organization, right? Not necessarily direct coaching, but the organization of coaching and the direction to head as a team. I think that was the Vrabel effect. Man, I love that dude too. Just like I love Mark Ivey. I love my. I guess I like defensive coaches more than I like
Yeah.
offensive coaches.
I mean, I get it. I mean, I just lived through the defensive coach or offensive coach and McDaniel, and I liked him until it kind of grew stale. Kind of like I think a Texas
Until
said
all of his tricks stopped working.
it was like Texas said
Yeah.
Pat Kelsey's kind of like Mike McDaniel, where you love him when you're winning, and then the little cliche stuff in the interviews or not they're not comparable with that. Like with McDaniel didn't have the bubblegum card stuff and like that stuff. It was just more the
Yeah.
and when you play football, you try and score more points. Like it was kind of like he was like a, which is weird to say it because he's from Yale, graduated from Yale. It was like a dumbed down version of Pat Kelsey in a football coach's body. It kind of grew stale after a while. The first year was fun, and then I was like, okay, now you got to start winning. And then I was like, boom, we suck, and kind of grew stale. I think he's going to kill it in LA. And you bring up defensive coaches. I'm on the other end. I don't like my defensive coaches. Jeff Halfley, something. I don't know. I keep calling him the guy's name or the kid's name from Dire Wimpy kid, Greg Halfley. Every time I'm like, here comes Greg Halfley. He comes to the podium. And every time I just look at my coach, Jeff Halfley, not Brohm, I just think,
Right.
Jack Plummer had a career day against you. Why are you head coaching my NFL team?
They are. So the fascination with taking offensive coordinators, right? Like I'm not gonna because it makes for exciting football, right? There's some good, exciting
Yes.
teams out there. Sean McVay is a great example, and he's been incredibly successful. But for every Sean
Shanahan.
McVay, there's 8 Mike McDaniels, right?
Yeah.
Like I don't. The only defensive coach recently that I've seen that just hasn't flat been as successful is Robert Saleh. I think what's his name? Oh, who was the coach before McDaniel?
For the Dolphins?
Yeah,
Oh, Flores.
Flores.
He,
Yeah,
I thought he was going to
I
get
think
the
he
tag
got
along.
railroaded, and I think he got. I think he was screwed out of that job. I don't think they had any
He's
direction to go. They weren't looking to be able to be a defensive powerhouse. That's what he wanted to do. I don't know why they hire that guy if that's not what they want. Because clearly he's a freaking magician. I mean,
we
Minnesota's
hired him
defense
as a
looked.
linebackers coach from New England as well. That was the worst part. It was like we went linebackers coach, head coach. Oh, it's not working out. Yeah, because you didn't give him enough time. And now he leads one of the best defenses in Minnesota, where they just fired their GM of 4 years. I'm forgetting his name. It's a tough one to say, anyways, because he didn't draft like a Pro Bowler since for the past 4 years, and he's still killing it on the defensive end. Or Flores was killing it on the defensive end. I'm just surprised the guy didn't get a head coaching job. But then I remember he's still suing the league, so there's that.
Right. Yeah, it's gonna be tough. But
Yeah,
if he wins
I
the
was like,
suit, it's
oh,
not gonna matter.
I thought it was going to be with the Moose. What the hell are you doing? Sorry, the dog. Um, I thought it was going to be Tomlin when he stepped down from Pittsburgh. I
Oh
thought they were going to do the little
man, I bet
carbon
he just wants to
copy.
chill for a bit.
Oh, I don't think he's coming back to coaching from what I'm hearing. But I
Yeah,
thought the Pittsburgh
I don't.
Steelers were going to do Tomlin 2.0 because he came from Minnesota as a DC and has
Yeah,
become the Pittsburgh head coach. And then I thought Flores was perfect. He already worked for Tomlin, so
yeah.
I don't know. It's very weird. And to back to your offensive coaching standpoint of them being head coaches, I gotta agree. Like last year, where did Sirianni coach?
New England, right? Am I stupid?
No, but what position I meant?
The quarterbacks, right? Am I,
Oh, all
hold
right.
on,
Then he's
let's
an
see.
offensive mind. Never mind. I thought he was D guy. I thought
Hold
he
on.
was a defensive guy.
I'll tell you in a second. But yeah, like I don't know, like who are the two coaches in the Super Bowl right now? And I get that the NFL cyclical, right? But but they're both defensive guys. I mean, the honestly, the Patriot or the um, Ravens have been garbage defensively since they lost to McDonald. They've been awful, and I think that I think that if they could have kept him, they would have won a Super Bowl by now. But they're looking at him over and you can't go get him now. But nope, he was the offensive coordinator for the Colts during. I guess that's Chuck Pagano. I thought he was a. Oh no, it's the GM that was from New England. It was the GM. That's who it was.
Gotcha. All right. Well, then Sirianni's the one-off besides McVay. It's usually a defensive-minded coach, and like you just said,
so we've got some chats, and we've got Robbie, and we've got apparently Robbie's a rabid Patriots fan too. And then Walt said Tanner's letting Strebel take strays. He's supposed to stand up and be in front of those bullets for the big rig. Hey, I'm not giving Rig any strays. I like Strebel. I do. I think he's a good dude. I think he's a blowhard sometimes, but I think that's what you're asking him to be, right? Like being on the show that he's on. That's his in the world of wrestling. That's his kayfabe.
Yeah,
like he is playing that part and does a really good job at it.
He turns heel when it comes to the cards, except if Brohm's in his face and he's talking to him. And then he turns face, and then they talk Catholic school stuff here, which I did have to ask Wyatt, his son, today. I was like, is that true that they only talk Catholic school stuff? And he was like, yes. And I was like, oh, come on. I didn't want him to trash talk Brohm at the volleyball thing. I don't know if you saw that. But
right. Yeah,
a little bit of me was like, now, but it never got to get brought up. So, yeah, no, Strebel can catch the strays though. But there are some times that it's not worth for me being the producer. It's just not worth me fighting it because
keeping the strays off of him.
Yeah, it's not worth it to combat him because I've been taught once that big rig truck is rolling, you can't stop it, and you just got to let it be. I'll let the text line.
I mean, it's a little bit like Blankenbaker, right? Blankenbaker is another one that, in real life, he's not nearly as unstable as he sounds on the radio.
No.
He at points, both of them sound completely unhinged in their fandom, right? But it's who they're supposed to be in that particular moment.
They are the true embodiment of these fan bases. They're psychopaths when it comes to their teams.
I think they're the embodiment of
St. Claus,
the Twitter fan base,
Claus.
Right?
Yes, that's more like it. Yes,
because I don't think that the majority of the I go to the football games and the basketball games with one of my best friends, guy I've known since 2003 or something like that. We go all the time, so I have a conversation with him nonstop about everything with UofL, and he is as level-headed and as reasonable as you could possibly be as a fan. So it's the Twitter group, and it really is the loud minority, right? The 10% of the fan base that's on Twitter. They are incredible at making noise, and they do a good. The text line does a great job too. When they lay into somebody, they get them. Strebel doesn't read probably 60% of the stuff that comes across because it's so fucking insane.
Yeah, it truly feels like during those times, during when he's rolling and mad and yelling into the mic, it feels like some of the texters are in the same room, just giggling at each other, all right, you say this, now you say this, because the times we've had we'll have a text 7028 said, like, Big Rig, you don't know what you're talking about. Like, what was it? Monday or yesterday, he said, and I kind of agree with it. Kentucky's resume in basketball this year has been better than Louisville's because they have the wins that we have as losses.
Oh
But
God.
you're all right.
Yeah,
And then,
I like I
no,
want to
but his
agree with
point
that,
was
but
we lost to Tennessee. They won. We lost to Arkansas. They won. They Tennessee was in Knoxville and Arkansas was
yeah,
in Bud Walton Arena. But he did go back and go, but you guys are the better team because you beat us head to head. That's why we play these games. And he still wants Mark Pope to apologize to him. But it was that take was like it is one of the funniest things. But during that take, like the text line, it just seemed like they're like, you don't know what you're talking about. Like, and it was just, I felt like the same guy just had 10 different phones saying the same exact thing to just
the
rile him
same
up
thing.
in 10 different
Yeah.
ways. It was great.
They know how to get to it. Like the listeners know, like they know exactly how to push this. Like when I'm listening, I can tell how to push his buttons too. But I don't
Yes.
like. I don't know. I'm I'm uh I'm different in the idea that like I miss the V show, right? And not that I don't like Andy's show because I do. I think Andy does an incredible job and he's very professional and very good at what he does. But
Mm-hmm.
that was the one show, and we were talking about this earlier, that no matter where I was or what I was doing, I'd find a way to listen. It made it easy with the ESPN app and all that stuff, but I would find a way to listen because I did enjoy the way Bob approached so many things, and then the sheer um, weirdness of what he would want to talk about, right? So, like, that's one of the things that we try to do with this podcast, but with the podcast space, with the YouTube channel and all that stuff. Like, we want weird. We want as weird as possible, to be honest with you. We know we have to talk straight sports and get any information that we can possibly get and share it. But you know what we also want to do? Like, I want to come up with a secret menu item for a restaurant, and I want to do it so badly because I was going through all of them, and it's not like they're all that great. So, like,
No,
I threw that one in
were you the
today.
one that sent that text in today to Shrivel about what's
Oh
your
yeah,
secret menu item? Yeah.
absolutely.
And
Uh,
I like,
I'll throw a hand grenade in on the text line all the time. Like, do you remember having a conversation about nose hairs?
I do. That
Yeah,
was you?
yeah. The nose hair conversation is me. Like, I will find something just like off the wall. I'll be like, hey, what's the longest nose hair you've ever yanked out? And like, I'll just be thinking about that, and I'll send it in just to
Hell
see if
yeah.
it makes it.
I mean, I think I answered it. The secret menu stuff, like I have to think about my own one, but I mean, I when you brought it up, the first thing I thought of was McDonald's with the
Yeah,
McGangbang,
most people do.
with the
Yep.
and then the chicken Big Mac because that is fantastic. I will always devour that one. Man,
It is pretty good with the chicken patties instead of the beef patties, and
hmm
they have to be McChickens though. They have to be
yes,
the McChicken patty, not the other ones. The other ones don't work out right. The McChicken
the
patties
McCrispies or
thunder
whatever the
on
hell.
that. Yeah, whatever. No, yeah, it's a McCrispy, right? Yeah. No,
Yeah, I think
it's
so.
called the McChicken. It's what it's called.
No. The McChicken's like the one that's like $1.50. Actually, I don't even know. Probably like $4.50
Yeah,
now with
it's the cheap
inflation.
one. The cheap one's the
Yeah,
good
no,
one.
I know what you're talking about. And then there's they try
Yeah.
to because everyone was making chicken sandwiches, and they're like, well, we have the McChicken, but we
Right.
can make our own, and it's just a little bit bigger and more expensive. So I think it's a McCrispy, but
And well, it's an actual
anyway.
chicken breast, or it's supposed to be. It is supposed to be an actual chicken breast. I don't know what they make,
Mm.
but it's not good either. That's the other thing. Is Chick-fil-A blew up, and they were just murking people left and right with the chicken sandwich. Which, by
Hmm.
the way, little funny fact: that it's easier to get a chicken sandwich than it is to get a hamburger.
Yeah, Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Think about all the restaurants like Chick-fil-A, like Popeyes, like KFC, where you can just have it. They don't have burgers, so like, and up until recently, Arby's was another place too. They didn't have a hamburger, so like it was easier to get a chicken sandwich from them. So there were more available chicken sandwiches through fast food joints. So
Yeah.
which I thought was funny.
And so what would your secret menu item be if you? Because I feel like you already put thought into this.
So
Because we can't test anything
Taco
out because
Bell
we're
used to
in.
be
Go on.
yeah.
Sorry.
Taco Bell used to be the place where I would be the most creative because I think they're the most versatile, especially got on the app ordering now. Almost you can do anything you want to at Taco Bell, and I want to start really digging in on what to create. But I obviously want to have your all's input because me and Nick, we actually made a Louisville like one of the
Oh, the Lou dog,
first
right?
the Lou. That's right. Like we went in. That took. I mean, we did. I think we did it. Honestly, we did a really good job on it. Like,
Yeah,
it's a
you
good
guys
hot
did it at the
dog.
station too, which was really
Yeah,
like funny. You're like, we made it, and I
way
was like,
worse. It can be done so much better.
yeah, I remember looking around like, yeah, you made it, but where? We don't have a stove. We don't like we have a microwave. You got
Right.
a
We could
hot plate
probably
back
do it
there.
now. If we had the opportunity to like when we're at my house or whatever, like we can do it now because we're in the kitchen, and maybe we could do it in a funnier way. Um, I'd love to watch Nick grill hot dogs on this channel. I think it fits
Oh,
directly into the chaos that I want in general. So, but yeah,
well,
I
we
have
did
Nick grilling hot
mention.
dogs over on the stove.
I will say we did mention because UFL's or UFL season's I almost said XFL for a second. The UFL season's coming up. Our Kings.
Yep.
We were talking
Yep.
about doing maybe ESPN Louisville like broadcast, kind of like we do at the tailgates for Louisville football. Do it for the Kings,
Oh,
and
that'd be
maybe
cool.
we can get Nikki on the grill. Maybe that you two can
Ooh,
make the
Blue
Lou dog.
Dogs at the Kings.
There you
Fantastic.
go. And then
Listen,
maybe
whatever sauce
Lynn
he
Fan.
made,
Oh yeah,
whatever sauce Nick made that time was fucking good. And he needs
yeah.
to boot that back up.
If he could send
But
in
yeah, that
what
would
it
be
like,
awesome.
yeah, I think we should do it. It's gonna be fun.
I do too.
And to the Lou City, almost said. To the Louisville Kings talk. I like it because it gets both red and blue. It's not. Oh, what makes green? Oh, blue and yellow. Shoot, I was gonna be like, oh, red and blue mix
So
makes green,
close.
but I remember my colors. Thank you, Mrs. Bohm, my old art teacher from Webster Hill Elementary. Um,
Yeah, they. I think it's going to be interesting. The venue's great.
mhm.
Lynn Family Stadium's a great place. I've seen, I guess, a couple of soccer games there, but for the most part, the most interaction I had there was playing bocce ball with the
Oh
Valvaras.
yeah, Vito won an award.
Yeah.
Um, but all right, so did get brought up. Everyone's favorite for Louisville fans, Kentucky players, Benny Snell and Lynn Bowden making the team. What's your opinion on it?
So I actually was. I brought this up to the morning show with Blank and Diener. I'm fine with it, and honestly, like if we ever thought about being like a real pro sports town, like an NBA or an NFL, which I get the NFL is probably the longest shot, but
Oh yeah.
an NBA location, we're going to have to come to terms with the fact that Kentucky is going to put people in the NBA, and there's a good chance that they could end up on our team. So we have to be okay with that, and there has to be a separation, right? Like, the fandom that I'll have for the Kings, which I'm going to try to cultivate, because it doesn't feel natural just yet, but I'm going to try to work it in and be like, okay,
Wait till
the
week one.
spring football. Right, no, I agree. And getting out there and actually being involved in it, I think is going to matter. Like it's like going and tailgating to go do this thing with this franchise is going to make or break what's going on. I think it's what made Lou City so great when it first came here and we were playing soccer in the baseball stadium was the tailgating before, like the events before, and then the atmosphere inside. So if the atmosphere inside, if we carry some of that energy, some of that Lou City energy that those games have, and I think we're going to do. I think we'll do great with the Kings. I really do.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the city, I think the state for the most part will embrace them, and I think we'll be good to go. I'm excited. You know, I got to play one hole with Chris Redmond at a Valvano a V thing, and had probably a 20-minute conversation with him about the strange things that happen with somebody getting drafted in the NFL. I thought it was an awesome conversation, and I'm a huge fan of the guy. I loved him when he was here at Louisville. I can't wait to see him do well.
Yeah,
Make good.
Mm-hmm. And like, there's a few guys like you're not gonna know, like, unless you're Zachy C. To be completely honest, you're not gonna know.
Right.
You're probably just gonna know Lynn Bowden and Benny Snow and Redmond and then
The
Woods
UofL
up
players that come there.
yeah, like who? Yeah, wait, who's the few? Like, we have one of the Louisville guys. I'm trying to think. I'm blanking on his
The
name.
lineman Willie Tyler.
Yeah, that's it. Like,
right?
we got Willie Tyler.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't like, sorry to burst anyone's bubble. It wasn't going to just be a Commonwealth reunion here. Like, they literally said in the, like, we're not just going to
building
pick
a team.
Louisville and Kentucky. Yes, they're building a team. They're going to try and win games, and I'm excited
Correct.
about that because I don't know. Back to like the boat and stuff about the, like, did I like him at Kentucky? No, he torched us. But I also had to watch him play at, like,
I think Blankenbaker should be the only person that interviews Lynn Bowden for the remainder of the time that he's here in Kentucky.
Yeah,
I think
agree.
that should be intentional, and he should have to do it every time.
Yes,
and
absolutely.
I think it would make for great radio.
Oh, absolutely. Just have, but like, I don't know, but like, you can have your opinion about them in college, bro. When did he?
Listen, they're Kentucky
2019,
fans.
2020.
Yeah, there are Kentucky fans that like Lamar Jackson because they're Ravens fans.
Jeffries literally says he's my favorite player to watch in the NFL. Former O lineman for the Kentucky Wildcats is saying that. And I mean, it's to Rummage's point, like, once these guys leave college, you can support them, obviously, like, you can cheer them on, but like, once they left college, Lynn Bowden, his rookie year was on the Dolphins. He got drafted by the Raiders. It was weird. Like, Gruden then traded him in the offseason, which was odd. But it was like a moment I was like, damn, we just traded for Lynn Bowden. All right, well, the human joy, like, he was fun to watch in college. I'm excited to see. He didn't do much in the NFL, but it was like,
I mean, the Ravens had him for a little bit.
Yeah, that too. Like, once they leave college, like, I don't know what Kentucky's thing is, but like L1C4 does reign true. I don't know what Kentucky's thing is. Mm-hmm. Wildcat forever. I don't know.
I'm pretty sure it's just Big Blue Nation.
Yeah, there you go. Like, they'll always be part of Big Blue Nation or L1C4, but now they're pros. Now they're going to get paid. Now they're going to get paid now, but we're talking about, like, with college. Now they're all getting paid.
Money phone.
But, yeah. But it's going to be, like, it boggles my mind how some people, blank, right, have this, like, hate in their hearts.
And if that's the way they want to fan, right, like, if that's the way they want to fan that way, that's fine. It's okay. Like, if they can't find a way to become Louisville Kings fans because we're going to end up with Kentucky players, okay, they're gonna miss out on something fun. So
yeah, and this will be fun. I don't know how many games do they play in a season. Like,
I think we have 5 home games. I think they
all
play
right.
10. We have 5 home games.
So if they go 5-5, 3-7, I don't think they will. But who am I? I'm fake taking that one. I don't know everyone
I mean,
else's
I
roster,
know
but
nothing about any of the teams in the. We got Jason Bean from Kansas. The 8 highlights I saw of him, he's got a pretty good arm.
there you go.
Outside of
And
that, that's all I
he
know.
like win or lose, support the city's, not even the city, the state or Commonwealth's team, because Lexington
We've done a
doesn't have
good
one.
job. We've done a good job with Lou City and the idea around it, and being successful with both the men's and the racing women's soccer team. Like, we've done a really good job with that, and I do believe that we will be just as successful with the Kings. Now, the only thing that scares me about the Kings is the UofL league. I think it's backed pretty well, and I think they've got a decent infrastructure. But so did the USFL did in the '80s too. It was backed well, and it had a
Mm.
pretty decent infrastructure, and it ended up falling apart. But it doesn't mean that this has to. I think the fan support will be there, so I think
Yeah.
we're going to be good with that. What do you think about tomorrow night with the old Irish?
Uh, I mean, we know how this is probably going to end up. I mean, you never know what you're going to get though with Notre Dame. I will say that they went, was it just, it was just a single overtime against Virginia. They lost by 3
Yep.
earlier in the season. Like we went to Stanford and we're like, ha, these guys only scored 40 against Notre Dame. Oh boy. And then Stanford put it to us. I, I think we'll win. I don't know what the spread is at all, but I
I'm about to
mean,
pull it up.
like Mikhail had a
17 and a half.
okay. Yeah, yeah. Vegas is on our
Yeah,
side,
17 and a half.
obviously. Like
Yeah.
these are the games that like this is a Pat Kelsey game that we know what should happen.
You should beat
They
them,
are
so go out and do it. Yep.
you should beat them by 20 plus. I don't care about the spread. Um,
Yep.
but like, hey, it's they. I'm not scared of Notre Dame. I'm just scared of like the reaction we have when it's a little close in the first half. And
Yeah. Yeah. And
but
I don't know
I
that if we go
go on.
in up by 7 to 10, I'm not worried about it.
Yeah,
I don't think that
and
there
I
should be
think
anybody worried.
I will say if it went from the Duke game to Notre Dame with McHale because he had like what was it like 1 for 12 or 1 for 13 from the field against Duke. And
Yeah.
I know that was his first game back. Truthfully, like I would feel a little bit weird, but he got that confidence back in his back for the most part with that win over SMU.
What
Played
about
really
Ruth's
good.
in that game? What about
Oh,
Ruth's?
double double in a few like I think
Uh,
like 18 minutes. I could be wrong, 20 minutes. It was
Something
good
like that.
for him coming
Like,
back from
but
the
super
illness.
efficient.
Yes,
Yep.
and I think he should play because we don't know about everyone's or K Pizzle, Case and Pryor. We see Dumas getting more minutes than him right now. I think
Yeah.
that the SMU game was a good game for Kanai to lean back into. I
Yep.
think they give him obviously they ramp up his minutes a little bit more, and this is the type of game that we see him jump off the stat sheet. I won't say double double. I think Frew will get his rebounds because Frew did not look that promising last game. I think Frew will.
No, I think he struggled with that 7 footer.
Yeah, I think he'll. I was watching the game with the intern Leo, and he was like, I was like, damn, this foreign dude's killing our foreign dude. And he was like, oh, what's his name? And I like they popped it up on the screen. There was like a few accent marks, and I was like, I'm not doing it. But he put Frew in hell. I think Frew though he'll get back in that confidence building game. We'll work him in the paint a little bit. He'll get a few rebounds. That'll be huge, and hopefully open up the floor for Kanai. We need Kanai because when he was gone, we noticed one thing that we couldn't do. We could not get points in the paint. It was a disaster, if anything. And him coming in with his athleticism, his length and size, it'll be a huge factor of him. Thankfully, he came back against SMU, played good, and he'll get more minutes against Notre Dame. Is it in
It's
home
here.
or away?
7:00.
All right, it's here. So that'll be
Home.
good. He'll have the crowd
Yeah.
behind him. Hopefully the snow doesn't truthfully screw everything up with the transportation.
I think
of
tomorrow
fans.
afternoon we're going to be fine.
Yeah, I mean,
I'll be
it's
at
already.
the game. So
Yeah, there you go.
if anybody hunts me down, I'll be at the downstairs bar.
There you go. And yeah, Kanai, he's gonna be fine. I think he'll get about 15 points. I would like to see. I don't want Mikhail to force the shots though. That's the thing. I want him to take kind of like
let him happen.
Like
let him happen naturally.
Kind of like what's his name, McNeely. Where like we got to the point where it was like McNeely, you need to just take the shots when your feet are set and ready to go, and you kind of not slow down your shot, but like ease into the shot kind of thing. With Mikhail, he kind of has those moments where it's like, oh, I'm a lottery pick, and like, which is
a little bit of hero.
He gets a little. Yeah, I love the confidence. Don't turn it into hero ball because you have players like Conwell and McNeely when he's hitting his shots. Or Hadley. Like, Hadley kind of truthfully had a really,
exactly.
He had finally started playing good against SMU. Like, kind of the first time I was not pissed at him this season. And I loved the guy.
Yeah, I mean, I've always liked Hadley. I don't think he's an NBA player. It is what it is. He'll make money playing basketball somewhere. People like him have long careers overseas. And that's totally and completely respectable. He'll always see it in the world. And but at the same time, like he is like Wayne Blackshear. I liked Wayne Blackshear too, man. I really did. I like as for much as everybody, because he was a 5-star and, Anthony Davis clearly turned out to be a better player. But, I liked Wayne Blackshear.
Did you know he won Illinois State Player of the Year?
I did know that. Over Anthony Davis.
Yeah.
Which,
Oh, no, back to your Hadley point. Go on. Sorry.
I mean, I love the same thing. I love watching him play basketball. I think he's very, very team-oriented. I think he's there as the Swiss Army knife. He's not the world's greatest shooter, but he's picky. So, like, he doesn't necessarily take just stupid shots.
Yes.
The one thing you could possibly criticize him about is, did he need to try to back that guy down and shoot that little jump hook? Sometimes he's not in the best position for that. But you don't know until you're already there. So like you're sold at that point. I think he's the glue. I think he's close to being the glue of the team. Just in the way that he plays and what his attitude is. Yeah. So I love watching him play basketball. I think he's going to have a couple more big games for us. I mean, I still think he's shooting like 50% almost from three, like high 40s.
Yeah, like you just mentioned, he doesn't force the shot. He doesn't take the dumb shot. He does take the smart shot. So sometimes, just doesn't go in the hole, which is going to happen. It's basketball. Speaking about shooting in the hole, save that, Tanner, myself.
39.6. So, yeah, just under 40.
There you go, yeah. Percentage talk. I think the last 7 games, the Egyptian magician, Ali Khalifa, is like 57% from 3 in the past 7 games. I could be getting that stat wrong, but
he's 44 for the year.
Yeah, like we haven't brought up the – now, is he not effective in the paint? Yes, we'll call a spade a spade. Can he barely –
he's a full-on liability in every way.
Yeah, but –
To be 7 foot tall, good God.
Oh, my God. To be at the top of the key, though, kind of playing And I know some people don't want to hear it or compare it to him, but when he's in that little Jokic office, that's where he's his best ball. I think when
He's clearly not
you can put him.
comparable to, right?
No, no,
But
not by any mean, but in that little area, and I think Bam Adebayo for the few games that I've watched of the Heat this year, he's fairly good at this too, where he is as the big man at the top of the key, he's able to facilitate the ball to an ability that I don't really see a lot at the college
oh no, he's a
level,
great passer.
and
Really good
mixing
passer.
that in with his recent shooting from the 3 point line has been fantastic. It is maybe he's getting a little too hot at the moment. Maybe you want to wait a little bit for that in March, Allie. But hey, keep doing what you're doing. We're not going to complain. But
No.
when he's in that little elbow area of that like part of the end of the floor, it is fantastic to watch because he's able to just go, and then Woolley just goes around a screen, and then boom, he's in the paint, and then he does a little spin pass, and you're like, whoa, that was badass. He's a big man, and then you're like, all right,
Yeah.
maybe maybe he's not the best passing big man in the world, but he's very, very effective when he's up at that point,
He's a good one.
and his 3 point shooting has been fantastic. It kind of reminds me of when Case and Pryor would take the threes, and you go, oh
Oh,
no.
like, oh no, don't.
But 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 Pryor wouldn't make those. With Khalifa, first couple
Yeah,
games
they'd be
of
going
this
in.
this in that 7 game stretch, like the Duke game, it was like, dude, what the hell are you doing? Oh, went in. Okay, okay. Keep cooking, keep cooking. And I
Went
thought it was a
banked that
one-off
one in the
against
Duke
Duke.
game.
Yeah, I thought it was a one-off against Duke. I mean, he hasn't made that amount of threes since, but he's been
Right.
effective since. He kind of like the Hadley point. He doesn't like you could see him be like there are a few times like watching the TV screen where he's open, he gets the ball passed to him, and I'm like, shoo, shoo, and then the guy closes in really quickly, and then he's very patient and passes the ball out. Where I'm like, okay, he doesn't take the dumb shot. Sometimes maybe it's the dumb fan
Right.
in me that wants him to take that shot, but he's smart basketball player, and he's like, no, I'm not going to do that. And
I think he is.
it's been
I, I I think he has been very. He's not taken very many contested jump shots, right? Very many contested threes, which is where he needs to live at anyway. Like he needs to just shoot. Like when they just don't respect him, keep pumping the ball, right? Like,
but I
and that's
also
kind of
do
what
think
Duke
they
did.
need.
That
I just think they do need to. I was just on my point about him being in his little Jokic office area. I do
right.
think they need to have him move around more in the paint just to give the other guys a few other looks and also confuse the defense.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Notre Dame's a perfect game to try stuff like that
To
out.
figure that out.
Yeah,
Yeah, I would
and
say. I would say that would be a solid thing. He's like you were saying Jokic. He's like a Canal Street Jokic.
yes,
For
yes. Does he have
Mike,
horses
you
though?
got this. You got where you went and picked up this coach purse, and it actually like the C's are all goofy shaped and stuff like that. You're like, why do you think that's the same thing? Well, I mean, like from far away, if you squint your eyes and shake your head, that's coach purse.
That's exactly how
If
it
you're
is.
far away and you shake your
How
head, that's Nikola Jokic out there on the floor in a U of L uniform,
hmm he wears 15. That's perfect.
right?
um, but
It's serendipitous.
yeah, and I'm trying to think. With this game though, too
Jokic has
against
got
Notre
to be
Dame.
his favorite player, right? Has to be. Jokic has to be his favorite player.
Yeah, you model
There's
your
no.
game
You're,
favorite athletes like to for better or worse. I mean, I grew up when I was pitching in baseball. I had the high leg kick because I wanted to be like Dontrell. Maybe kind of not against
does
his
your mom
own.
have video of this? Does your mom
Ooh,
have video?
maybe
She's got to have video.
I'll ask them after, but yeah, I'll
I
see.
want to
I would
see
like to
it.
see
I
that
want to
too.
see it so bad. Listen,
uh,
it'll be perfect. I swear. I'm too old to have like legitimate video of anything I did like as a little leaguer or anything. So, but yeah, no, you're just young enough. You're just young enough for cell phones to have cameras everywhere you went.
Yes.
So,
And what was it? What was I going to go to? Oh, back to the Notre Dame game. Woolley, I think he only shot like 2 shots. Maybe it was just a little bit of Mikhail's getting more minutes here and there. I think, I feel like I'm going to say like everyone should get 15 points tomorrow night. I would like
bring him off the Sherman off the bench, 15 points.
Yeah. Where's Spencer Legg? He's been injured this whole past. Also, we don't know. No one asked about that. And I know he's not a focal point on our team. He's part of the team. I just feel like we haven't really heard what happened to him, Spencer Legg.
Oh no, yeah,
Because
it would be nice to know, just to know.
Yeah, and I feel for the guy. Like, who knows? Like I hope he's doing good. And it was weird because we're all on the Mikhail watch. I'm like, is he gonna play? Is he gonna play? Oh, he's out. Oh, Kanai's out. Oh, Spencer Legg's on the injury report. Okay, but we kind of bypassed that. Yeah, that was weird. Man, I think this will be a really good game.
One of the things,
it's Notre Dame.
Everybody that's tuned in today, we appreciate you all. One thing you need to do is like, share, and subscribe. And if you want to join the channel, Justin has a bunch of perks with you all being channel members. Make sure that you've got your notifications on for any of the ESPN Louisville plus stuff. Justin cuts clips throughout the day and some reels and stuff like that. He runs After Dark on Sundays. Generally him and Trillo. I think he's had a couple. I've been on it a couple times. He had Andy on it, and he had Strebel and them, I think last maybe a week ago, when the snow hit, I believe.
There it is.
Yeah, right above Tanner. Right above Tanner, there's the After Dark. Justin does a great job. He does a great job helping us here, making sure that we can be on, and we're extremely thankful for everything that he does. And I
did get an update from Anna. Soon. She'll be back very soon.
Good. Hopefully she's doing well and everything's working out in the right direction for her. Yeah, that's what we need. Is more. We need more. That's what the station is lacking, is the presence of Italians.
Of course.
There's not nearly enough. There's not nearly
surely
enough
the Italians, they were on the good side of World War II, right? I am Italian. I just always feel like
I don't think anybody
about that part.
I don't think anybody confused that last name with being anything other than Italian.
Ask TJ Walker. I'm playing.
Yeah. But yeah, no, we appreciate. I think we're probably getting close to the end of our expedition here. Of course, we appreciate everybody. We're about to get into some baseball season. We're about to get in the crux of basketball. We're going to make it a concerted effort. We're going to be here on Tuesdays. Sometimes there'll be because I know Tanner's got responsibilities at the station with Bellarmine basketball. He is your board operator for I heard it the other night when they were giving you credit on the broadcast right as they joined in. Tanner Bruttomesso back at the studio. I'm like, yeah, there we go. That's my boy. Get it, buddy.
I love Spears and Bug. They're good in the middle people. Of it.
Yeah.
Oh, there are a few times that I get text. We'll text in and be like, "Did Spears really just say that?" I'm like, "Yep."
That's actually probably not bad doing the text line during the game if people are interacting in any way. That's probably randomly enjoyable. That's the kind of those are the kind of texts that I want to read. So
yes,
but yeah, no, we appreciate everybody that watches. Anybody that allows us to visit with them today. We're going to try to, like I said, we're going to come up with a secret menu item. I might want to try to find a way to do it at a Louisville-based restaurant like Jaggers or something like that. so that, it could be some of our own type things. Who knows? Maybe they'll supply us with a bunch of them.
There we go.
So,
I'd love to hear that. Yeah.
We appreciate it. We'll be back here next Tuesday. We will talk to you later. You got Jason Jenkins and Tanner Bruttomesso. Catch Tanner from 3 to 6 on Strebel's show. And me on text line all the time, calling in.
Go Cards. Woo!